I love you as well. Racing games are like buses. You wait ages for one and then a whole bunch come along together, and we've had a whole crew of racing games turning up practically on the same week, and gradually working my way through them. Here we see Wreckfest on the Nintendo Switch, which came out recently. Last week it was released. We had the trailers, and I remember covering the first trailer a while ago and thinking, ooh, how's this going to work out on the Nintendo Switch? What kind of graphical reduction? Is it going to be a direct conversion, translation, or is it going to be a re-envisioning in some way? Lots of questions, and you look at the trailers and you think, oh, those trailers are good. Are they running from the actual Switch version, or is it some other sort of emulation, a console version, something like that? Whatever. Until you actually see it running on the Switch, it seems hard to believe. And this was released last week, and I turned on my Switch and I tested the game out, and as you can see on your screens, it is fantastic. I am well impressed when you consider the amount of vehicles driving around, the damage, the particles, the action that is on display in Wreckfest. It's a stunning achievement. I went through the game, the handling worked well with the controls. Obviously you don't have the analog controls when you're using the triggers, but it still works very well. The way the cars slide around corners, the way they feel, there's some really good physics. You play Wreckfest when you've had a lengthy time out, as I have, and you come back to it and you wonder why you ever stopped playing it. The game still plays so well, it's still so much fun, and the Switch version captures it wonderfully. There are some obvious changes. Obviously there's a reduction in graphical detail, there is an obvious drop in resolution, and in the main it all works pretty well. There are some lighting effects here and there in some circuits where it can be a little bit difficult to make things out in the distance. It's not impossible, you kind of have to learn your way around the track, but it can be difficult to see at times because it's a little bit blurry in the distance. But when you consider this is running on a handheld, and for a moment I just want you to picture the handheld, this is a handheld racing game. When it comes to conversions, there are two approaches to it. You can do a direct conversion, which is as it would appear on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and then converting that, or you can try and re-envision the game in a lower fidelity but work using the hardware. This isn't done very often. A lot of conversions these days we see are just direct from console, and they don't work at all. And I think we saw that in the recent WRC, that direct conversions often don't work very well. But whatever magic these guys have used in putting it together and reducing all the various elements and LODs, they've managed to optimize it in a way that gets Wreckfest working perfectly. It's all in there. During this video, I haven't had time to, I haven't had the game for that long. I just played through the first whole selection of events in making a video. I played through the game before, so I know what it's all about. It's all there. It all plays very well. If you haven't played Wreckfest before and you've got a Nintendo Switch, got to be on the list in terms of racing games. And this does also tell me I definitely need to put together my list of racing games to keep your eyes out open for on the format, because there are some really fun racing games on the Nintendo Switch, and it does a cracking job with the whole selection. So replays are in there as well, as they are part of the main game, and they look great. The replays in Wreckfest are some of the best out there. Again, they showcase the damage and the action and the thrill of driving these various cars, the near misses that you have in the races, the takeouts, the takedowns, all in there. Good to see. So Wreckfest, really interesting to see how well it's being converted. I don't know what the team is that converted this, but they did a cracking job from the full console release to the handheld. The demolition derbies, I've not seen any significant slowdown in there, and just on my playthrough so far, but I'm going to play this more and come back to it at a later date on another video. Suffice to say, great fun on your Switch, adds a lot. It's got to be on the purchase list if you're a racing fan, absolutely. And that's it. Wanted to get this video out to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do like and subscribe, it supports what I do. Do become a YouTube member. I say that, not many people do, but if you do, it really does support me. Goodness knows I need it. And do follow on Twitch to see me live streaming. I'll probably be live streaming this on Twitch at some point, as well as some other Nintendo Switch games. So perhaps we'll have a Nintendo Switch stream just to go through some of these different racing games and work out which ones we like. So that's it for now. As ever, more soon. Hello viewers, well thanks for watching the video today. Do like and subscribe, it supports what we do. Do become a YouTube member. YouTube Patreon supports all of our content you see on the channel, and of course lots of gaming from retro to modern games. I love it all in terms of racing action. So click on one of the two videos just there to find out more.